everybody. Welcome to the second episode of Two Brothers Talk Sports. Once again, we have Chad Pelletier, Jay Wheatley, here to give us their thoughts and their opinions as two sports fanatics. Raw, uncut, and nothing like what you'll get watered down on television. Chad?
Alright, guys. Thank you for tuning in to this second episode. I'm Chad Pelletier. And please remember to smash that like button, subscribe, tell your friends, share it with your friends. Let's get this thing get off the floor and rolling.
I tell you right now too about this whole uncensored thing and everything. I'm down with getting like a poll in here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, guys. Either way, hit that like button and everything. Hope you enjoyed it and everything like that. We're here to have a good time, talk some shit, cut the fool, and just have fun with sports. Whatever it is. Anyway. Enjoy the show.
And once again, I'm Heather Pelletier, here to keep these guys in line and on time. So tonight we are covering NFL. We're doing Week 15 recap. We're going to go over this past week's games and get these guys' opinions on what took place. So we're going to start off with Thursday night's game. The Chargers versus the Raiders, 30-27 final score in favor of the Chargers. Chad?
This was a terrific game to watch, first and foremost. I really do like the quarterback for the Chargers.
Oh, absolutely.
Great pickup to the team. I think that they're going to definitely build around him, and this team is just going to get better. And for Vegas, I mean, this was a game that they needed to win, and definitely looking a lot better than what they have the past couple of years. I think they're enjoying their new home, kind of giving it a new identity. Not with this whole, what are we going to be playing next year? What are we going to be called next year? Great goof up by Coach Gruden. Though, if you guys caught it, I believe it was either the first quarter or the first half, he still had a Oakland Raiders hat on, and they switched up and gave him a Las Vegas Raiders hat.
It's kind of like in Halloween 4 whenever you saw the Michael Myers mask and everything, and they hadn't painted the hair and everything. It was like an old blonde hair thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck did you miss that?
A football blooper that they couldn't undo.
But no, this was a good game, and I mean, I'm really shocked the outcome. I really thought the Raiders were going to win that game. I did take the Raiders to win it, and overtime. What more can you say? The only game that went into overtime this whole
weekend was the Thursday night game. I'm with him. I thought this was an exciting game to watch. I'm kind of disappointed in the outcome. I really thought Oakland was the better team, but what more can you say about this kid from Los Angeles Chargers? I mean, took over in week 2, week 3, and I mean the first game he played against was the Kansas City Chiefs and almost beat the defending national champions or Super Bowl champions. I'm sorry, and really took it. I mean, really first time all year besides the game that Kansas City lost, where it looked like Kansas City was beatable.
And apparently Gruden's blooper threw off our commentators as well, since Jay's still referring to him as Oakland.
Well, I mean, after how many years in Oakland, Los Angeles, it's kind of hard to sit there and say Las Vegas has a football team. I mean, geez, what stays in Vegas? Happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I guess the Oakland Raiders are there, Las Vegas Raiders are there to stay. But I was kind of shocked with the outcome because really, once again, I'm seeing this Oakland team deflate in front of our eyes. Again, last year, they had a good start to the season.
Vegas.
Well, Vegas, Oakland, kiss my ass. The Raiders.
The Raiders team.
I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? I have this fucking shit. But no, really, all in all, the Raiders, I don't know what's going on with them. They started off real good. I think that ass whipping that the Bucks put on them early in the season really hurt them. But yeah, not taking nothing away from the Chargers. They're an up-and-coming team. I expect to see good things out of the Chargers here in the future, especially with that young quarterback. Hopefully Oakland within the next, whatever the fuck they're called. I'm sick and tired of this shit. Either way, hopefully the Raiders, they can get their head out of their asses. They got 2 weeks to do it. They still are in playoff contention. But, that's off to the Raiders, the Chargers. This was a good game.
I mean, even though the Chargers did win this game, I mean, a lot of their games were close this year.
Yeah.
It's not like they've been blown out the whole year.
Yeah,
And they've been in every game. Their only problem is clock management, and a lot of that falls on the coach. And I think if they only win one more of the last 2 games, or lose both the last 2 games, the coach is gone. I would, that falls on the coach, in my opinion. The coach should be telling his quarterback, his young quarterback, to pay attention to the clock, and the coach himself should be paying attention to the clock.
Yeah, isn't that why you have headsets?
Yeah, so I mean, I think this Chargers team is better than what it shows on record and on paper. And again, I believe this coach is not the answers for the Chargers. I think the Chargers need to go a different direction. But we'll see what happens the last 2 games of the season for Chargers. But the Chargers won Thursday night in overtime.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
All right, so moving on to Saturday's games. First up, we had the Bills at the Broncos. Final score 48-19 in favor of the Bills. Jay, you want to take it?
Josh Allen. I think this kid is a phenomenal quarterback. I think he's a great player. I think he's a good leader. I think he brings a lot of good chemistry to the Bills. Defensively, I think the Bills are stacked from top to bottom. I turned around and said before the season started, because especially with Tom Brady not being in New England, I said that the Bills were going to be one of the 2 teams. I said the Jets were going to be another team that could probably challenge New England, and look what's happened. Obviously, the Jets fell off I don't know where the hell the Jets fell, you know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, they fucking disappeared quicker than that Malaysian airliner that disappeared a couple years ago. But, I mean, no, the Bills, I tell you right now, this is a good team, and Broncos, Elway, what a great quarterback. I don't know what his deal is as a general manager in keeping quarterbacks or trying to develop quarterbacks. He had Tim Tebow, not obviously the best NFL quarterback. Did beat Pittsburgh in a playoff. Didn't keep Tebow around. And now with these other quarterbacks that Denver has, who are you going to keep? Are you going to keep Driscoll? Are you going to sit there? Are you going to go with another quarterback? Or are you going to bring a veteran? Elway, come on, man. You're a Hall of Fame quarterback. Why don't you, instead of getting rid of these young players, these young talent you got, why don't you get off your sorry Bugs Bunny looking ass and, I don't know, develop a quarterback kind of the way you were developed. You weren't Mr. fucking rock star when you came out in 1983. So come on, don't just sit there just because, he's not the best quarterback in the world his first season. Give up on him. Work with him, Elway. Come on now. Otherwise, I'm going to buy you a batch of carrots for Christmas. Hey, Bugs Bunny, look.
And then going on to Elway, your first play in an NFL game, you lined up under your right tackle.
Yeah, instead of center.
In center. And nobody held that against you for the rest of your career.
Dan Reeves get rid of you, number 7? Come on, John.
But I mean, talk about the Bills. I've been saying for the past couple of years that this team was a team to watch out for. They've been slowly but surely creeping up there. And, the past couple of years with Brady there.
Even with Brady in New England.
We're there to give Brady a run for his money for the division. The defense was being built. And championship caliber teams are built defense first. If you build a defense, the offense will come around.
Steel Curtain, 85 Bears, Ravens, Bucks, hello.
And I mean, we've seen it time and time again throughout the history of the league. And Josh Allen, like my brother said, phenomenal, superstar, and then bringing in the wide receiver. What's his face? I can't even.
Not Watkins, because Watkins.
I
don't know, but I mean, I know you're talking about everything. But either way, I mean, all around, this is just, I think, a organized team and everything. I mean, they're clicking on all cylinders.
Diggs.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs. From Minnesota.
But I mean, all in all, this is a well-rounded team and everything, and I'm really glad to see Buffalo back up there after, so many years. I'm not a real big Bills fan, but good to see that city is celebrating the division title tonight.
All right, so moving on. Also on Saturday, we had the Carolina Panthers at our Green Bay Packers. Final score 24-16 in favor of Green Bay. Chad, you're obviously happy about this one. Why don't you lead us through it?
Even though I'm wearing a Tampa Bay Buccaneers shirt, guys, I am first off a Packers fan.
Show me your pillow.
Me and the dog are kind of like.
Oh, your dog that's got a Keyshawn Johnson shirt on it.
Well, it's because I don't have a miniature Packers shirt.
Oh,
put
now
on.
you're calling the Packers the Bucks.
But no, the reason why I'm a Packers fan before a Buccaneers fan is because, back when the Packers were and the Bucks were in the same division, the old black and blue division.
NFC Central.
I was sitting in the old Tampa Stadium, the old big sombrero, and it was a Packers-Bucks game, and the away team and the home team all left out of the stadium in the same area. And I was over there with my program. I was about 9 years old, and none of the Buccaneers stopped to sign my program. And it just so happens that the first person to come over and see me there with a program was Brett Favre. I had no idea who he was. I was 9 years old. He turned to the page where he was, and he signed my program. I saw that he was a Green Bay player, and that's how Green Bay became my favorite team. So, come on, guys. We're number one in the NFC right now. We're holding on to the number one spot. But you got to still play 60 minutes of football. You can't just sit there and relax and go, oh, we got number 12, Aaron Rodgers, so we're all right. We're up by 20-something points. It kind of got scary in the second half when we couldn't do nothing with the ball, after dominating in the first half. Got to play 2 halves of football. You got to play a full 60 minutes of football. Even though Carolina isn't really anywhere this year, you got to be careful because they're still a dangerous team. These little teams are right now playing for upset teams. They want to have the bragging rights to say, haha, we ruined your chance to possibly get into the Super Bowl. Because you didn't get that playoff spot that you should have got because you went to sleep in one half of the game. All in all, though, happy about the outcome of the game. Aaron Rodgers, MVP. Can't take nothing away from him. Putting up the big MVP numbers this year. People can say what they want about Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, yeah.
You say what you want.
And by the way, we'll get to Mahomes in a little while.
But Aaron Rodgers, hands down, for what the MVP calls for, doesn't call for who could do the flashiest plays. Aaron Rodgers has kept his team and has managed his team and shown that he is, beyond the doubt, the most valuable player on his team. So, great win for the Packers.
Anything to add on that game, Jay?
I'm going to sit there and I'm going to agree with Chad on this. Besides the 2 blemishes on Green Bay's record and really the one against Tampa, it shocks me. I think other than that, Green Bay has played phenomenal all year long. Rodgers has put up phenomenal numbers. Obviously, Green Bay, you've got to play 60 minutes of football. You almost got beat by a Teddy Bridgewater-led Carolina team. Cannot have that whenever you go into the playoffs against teams like New Orleans, Seattle, and even for that matter, if you got to play a Tampa Bay team.
And you know what's crazy? Aaron Rodgers has never played a home playoff game.
Yes, he has.
Nope.
2011 against the New York Giants.
No, they said it on Sunday. I didn't know it.
Yes, he has. He's played against. Yes, he has.
They said he's
played it. Yeah, can remember the Hail Mary against the Giants when they beat the Giants in the playoff game that one year? Whenever Eli finally went back. Yeah, he's played home playoff games.
No, they said I'm going with what they just said.
Remember that? Whenever after the year they won the Super Bowl, they went 15-1, and they lost to the Giants because the Giants went to Super Bowl 46 after Super Bowl 45.
Okay, they might have. Then the freaking announcer.
Fuck them. That's why we're doing this because we're going to be announcers soon. The hell with you, Chris Collinsworth.
All right. So
I
talking
can't stand Chris Collinsworth.
So, in light of talking about having to play a full 60 minutes of football here, that would lead us directly into Sunday's game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Atlanta Falcons. Final score of that was 31-27 in favor of Tampa Bay. But, Jay, walk us through this one.
The Buccaneers, I've been a fan ever since God created the heavens and the earth, I guess. I don't know. It seems like 1 minute the Bucs, they are the team to beat in the NFL, and the next minute it's like, what the hell are you doing? First half, again, this Sunday, it's a perfect example. First half, it's like, what the hell are you doing? Brady, offense, what's going on here? Why are we waiting so long to sit here and get started in these games when you should be blowing these teams away, especially teams like Atlanta, Teams like that you're going to face this Sunday against Detroit or Saturday against Detroit. What's going on here? But in the second half, it's like, oh shoot, there's the Tampa Bay team that you expect to see.
They did that. They did that during the Chiefs game.
The Chiefs game. I mean,
It's not for lack of talent, obviously. What do we think's going on here?
Okay, I'm gonna put it out there. Bruce Arians, go find an offensive coordinator. Go find a defensive coordinator this offseason. Or, Jason, it's time to get unmarried to Bruce Arians and bring in a coach that is going to go ahead and say, you know what, Tom? You've been doing this for 20 years. For 20 years, you have been a winner. You got 6 rings on your finger. You know what? Here's the deal. The offense is yours. You have full control of what you call out there on that, what you see on that field. We're not going to interfere. Play Tom Brady football. We've got the talent. Let your talent show itself off. That's going to open up the long ball because Tom Brady for 20 years has been a quick release quarterback. Quick slants in the field, a lot of screens. I mean, holding the ball for 4 to 5 seconds. In his head, he's thinking he's going to get hit, and he's missing wide open passes because you got him playing stretch the field, Bruce Arians football. Bruce, it's time to listen to you. You brought this veteran quarterback down here for a reason. You know he's a winner. You know he's a leader. Time to go ahead and say, Tom, what works best for you? And guess what? We saw it the second half of this game.
Yeah.
The quick passes. Tom Brady was getting hit.
Yeah.
Tom Brady was getting sacked in the first half of the game. Second half of the game, you got the ball out of Tom Brady's hand within 2 seconds, and you let your talent show itself off and showed you that you've got to beat us full around. We did it out without Rojo this week. We did it out without Rojo. Rojo's the top 5 rusher in the NFL this year. So if we could do it without Rojo, it's not the running game. It just showed you. We just exposed Brian Leftwich. I hope you watch YouTube. We just exposed you.
Yeah.
Quick releases. Get the hell off your high horse. You are a trash quarterback in the NFL. You had one good year.
12-4. Whoop you do.
Other than that, what did you do, Brian?
Is it fair to say that Tampa Bay is a talent-stacked team and should be leagues beyond what they've been showing us so far?
Absolutely.
I mean, look what's happening in Indianapolis with Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, and they have they don't even have nowhere near the talent that Tampa has. But I think another problem is too, and everything like that. I think Tampa, on defense especially, has gone away from their strengths.
And blitz.
Where is the blitz package that
Blitz.
Todd Bowles is so?
Because we're not.
We adjust to the team that we play. No.
Fuck that. Don't
you live
bitch.
by the blitz, you die by the blitz.
Yeah, smack that motherfucker. Take the
And
15-yard penalty.
Tampa Bay's not just stacked offensively. We are stacked defensively too.
We are still
Look
young.
at the
We are
line
still
we
young in the
have.
secondary. We are still young in the secondary. That kind of does hurt us against the pass, but
if you don't give the quarterback time to throw the ball,
that's what I'm saying. Where's the damn blitz? Todd Bowles, wake your ass up too. Smell the coffee or get the hell out of the bay, bitch.
that's why I said, Bruce Arians, after this season, if you lose the first game in the playoffs, it's time to go ahead and look at Todd Bowles and say, pack your shit and sail away.
I-4's that
Brian
way.
Leftwich, pack your shit and get on out of Tampa so I could bring in real offensive and defensive coordinators. I'm sorry, that's what the problem is with the Bucks. It starts with the coaching. You got to have coaches that are willing to listen to a caliber quarterback that you brought in with Tom Brady.
Could we, though, in all fairness, say that the, how should I say, the off season that we had being what it was, could that have affected our chances
By now,
in preparation?
No.
By now, no.
And especially, not only that, it's not like we brought in a rookie quarterback and everything. Brady's been here for
Fair.
20 years. I'm sorry, I think after the first 3 or 4 games, and not only that, why is it that we were so good at the beginning of the season, scoring 30, 40 points, and now we can't even, score 3 points before halftime? Against a 4, 5, and a 9 Atlanta team? Come on.
No,
Bruce Arians, Brian Leftwich, get your head out of your asses, and we'll just see what happens.
All right, guys. Well, I mean, you heard it here. We're going to take a couple minute break and we'll be back to continue with our NFL Week 15 recap. All right, thank you guys for sticking with us. You just heard what they had to say about that Buccaneer Falcons game. Hopefully we have some good news coming our way. We're going to move on to our next Sunday game. Jacksonville Jaguars at the Baltimore Ravens. Final score 40-14 in favor of Baltimore. Jay, you want to take the lead on this one?
Jacksonville fans, you're going to hate me for this. And I mean, I'm a Jacksonville fan. I'm not a big Jacksonville fan, but you all just suck. I don't think it's the quarterback problem. I really don't think it's the coaching staff's problem. I think it all has to do with your management. I don't know what's going on. 2-3 years ago, you were in the AFC Championship game. It looked like you were going to be taking the AFC by storm, and all of a sudden you just got rid of everybody. You're like the Cleveland Browns from 2002 up until 2020. Get your head out of your asses. Get your shit together. You've got a good foundation in Jacksonville. You got some good fans up there. You guys, aren't the worst fan base in the league. But my God, man, what the hell is going on with this organization? You fucking won the first game of the season and you'll drop 13 in a row. You're about to be the next Carolina Panthers, 1-15 after 1-0. Bravo to the other 96 expansion team.
And not to take anything away from the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, no, good team.
When the Ravens are on their game, they're on their game.
Yeah.
They're probably one of the hardest teams in the AFC to beat when they're on their game. And Lamar Jackson...
Not to be mentioned with Michael Jackson.
And Lamar Jackson, I mean, even though I'm not a Lamar Jackson fan, I didn't like him in college. I thought he was so much hype. He was really hyped up. You played at Louisville.
Yeah.
What the fuck? But I mean, you come to the NFL, and you're looking good. You got a defense. Really, it's still all about the Baltimore defense. That at the end of the day. It's not really about the offense. Yeah, you got a quarterback that can run the ball. You got a quarterback that throw the ball. But we've seen him get shut down so many times this season.
And then what happens if he takes a bad hit and everything? Then you got that quarterback that's on the sideline.
Yeah. So, I mean, it just... But, I mean, when the Ravens are on their A game, they're on their A game, and they showed it this past weekend against a trashy-ass Jacksonville Jaguars. And unfortunately, we all know what they're probably going to do. They're going to do just like the Cleveland Brown of old.
Draft a quarterback.
And they're going to draft a quarterback. Trevor Lawrence, you probably want to get ready and find a house in
or
Jacksonville.
Either that or start taking up baseball. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, so moving along, our next game we had the Houston Texans at the Indianapolis Colts. Final score 27-20 in favor of the Colts.
Here's a team that I'm kind of disappointed in this season. What the fuck happened to the Texans? I mean, you can't say it's because J.J. Watts is injured and
Deshaun Watson's not doing
bad. I mean, what in the real fuck is going on with you guys? Are we finally seeing the real Texans? Is this really what you guys are? You guys got to the point where you are you pissed off that you traded off your best wide receiver in the off season, so you guys are going, I'm taking my ball and going home type team this year? But I mean, this is a team that I expected so much more from this year,
right? And
they just disappointed me week in and week out. I mean, it just, you don't know what you're going to get when you see it's kind of like almost back in the day where like you're doing a football pool and you see the Bucks versus a team that they should beat.
Yeah.
And you go, well, fuck, I'm going to go with the Bucks because they should win. And they lose. And then you look at it and it's a team that should beat the fuck out of the Bucks. And you go, I'm going to pick this team. And the Bucks win. This is the Houston Texans right now. We don't know what identity is coming. And it's not because you guys got a shitty quarterback.
No.
You guys got a good quarterback.
Y'all
got a good running back. You guys got a good defense. But whatever's going on there, okay, best thing that happened to you guys was you guys got rid of that bitch of a coach y'all had. Good riddance.
Are we thinking maybe there's some turmoil in the locker room behind the scenes in Houston that we're not?
I think that when they traded off their what was it, Hopkins?
Hopkins.
Yeah, they traded off Hopkins, and I think that did create a little bit of turmoil in the locker room as to, well, what the fuck? You just got rid of our, second, probably our first best player. Depending on how you want to look at it. Is Deshaun Watson our best player, or was Bernard Hopkins our best player? Which one was our best player? But if you got rid of him for no reason, you went and got this running back that, okay, he's all right, but he's injury prone. You didn't even trade out good.
There's more splits than a banana sundae.
That's the problem, and I think that's the issue in Houston. But now with Bill O'Brien out of there, I think you're going to see a turnaround in Houston. They just got to get the right coach to fit the attitude of that team.
I'm going to sit there and say something, and I'm going to give a lot of credit to the Colts and everything like that. Here a lot of people thought Phillip Rivers was washed up and everything like that. He comes to a Colts team, nowhere near the talent that obviously a Tampa Bay team has and everything. Probably, who knows, even maybe the talent that maybe Los Angeles has and everything. I just got to sit right there and say right now, Phillip Rivers, you're doing a magnificent job. I mean, you're right there. You're tied for first place with the Titans. Houston, you have a problem. I don't know what it is, but you have a problem. And obviously, whenever you fired your coach, hopefully that was one of the major ways to solve your problem. I don't know. 1 minute you're there, the next minute you're here, next minute you're over there. You're like Ahmed the Terrace's son. He's parts over here, his parts over there, his parts are down there. Get it together, Houston. You're not a bad team. You got a good quarterback. You still got one of the, if not the best player in the NFL, especially on defense. Get your head out of your asses. Otherwise, go up there with Tom Hanks in Apollo 13 next time.
But hold on. Speaking of Indianapolis Colts real quick, other than the mobility of Phillip Rivers, could we also be saying this is what the team would look like? Maybe a little bit better if Andrew Luck didn't retire.
I tell you right now, this whole thing I think with the Colts the last couple of years is they didn't have a quarterback after Luck retired. I think even if Luck had not retired, the Colts would have been there last year. I mean, the only thing that the Colts have been missing over the last couple of years has been a quarterback. And now they got it. They got a seasoned quarterback. A shame for what happened to Andrew Luck. Hey, you know what? But he did the right thing. Tragic, because I thought he had a great career. The only thing that was really hurting the Colts was the quarterback. I mean, if Luck would have been there, the Colts would still be there right now. The Colts would be, playoff every year.
Probably number one in the division.
Probably number one in the AFC. Who knows?
All right, so moving on to our next Sunday game, we had the Detroit Lions at the Tennessee Titans. Final score, Tennessee 46, Lions 25. Jay, you want to take the point on this one?
Not much more to say about Detroit. Typical Detroit team. Barry Sanders leaves you, Calvin Johnson leaves you, and Ryan Tannehill makes you look like a bunch of bitches.
No, you're Ryan Tannehill.
Not really, but yeah,
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry also, but I mean Tannehill had a lot of good plays in that game.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't
two
just
touchdowns,
Henry.
two rushing touchdowns.
It wasn't just Henry.
But it starts from Henry.
But it starts with Henry. But here's the thing with the Lions, and I've seen it even back in the day whenever Barry Sanders used to run all over the Bucs. I mean, they got a decent team. You just whenever you think you got faith in the Lions and you want to have faith in the Lions, they just
fall apart.
They just fall apart. And Matthew Stafford, I think he's a great quarterback. There's just the same thing with Jacksonville right now. A lot of issues in Detroit. Tennessee right now, but Tennessee's playing great football. Look what they almost did to the Chiefs last year. Almost beat them in the AFC Championship. Mm-hmm. It goes to show you right now, I don't think Tannehill was the problem in Miami. And obviously it doesn't hurt your team whenever you almost have a 2,000-yard running back for the season.
No, you can't take Derrick Henry as a running back, stud. Straight stud. You can't take nothing away from him. I mean, the mutt play that he put on one of the Detroit.
Just like get out of my way, bitch.
He just kind of shoved him down like he was like a gnat, like he was swatting a gnat.
Go back to elementary school. Well, you ain't in my league yet, motherfucker.
Yeah. How dare you try to tackle me,
right?
You peasant.
All right. So next we had the New England Patriots at the Miami Dolphins. Final score of 22-12 in favor of Miami. Chad, tell us what's going on here. I mean, are the Patriots just falling apart without Tom Brady?
Will the real Cam Newton please stand up? Stand up. You were a one-hit wonder in college. I never thought you were an NFL caliber quarterback. Bill Belichick, I think you need to call Tom Brady and send him flowers, apologize to him, sweet talk him, because
Shit, put
that
some
was your
lipstick on
bread
those
and
lips.
butter while he was there. He was the reason why you guys have got the record of the most conference championships that you guys had. That's why you have the record for the most Super Bowl wins.
So we're all in agreement. Time for Bill Belichick to eat a little crow here.
Yeah, and just admit that.
Or a little goat, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. So we're seeing Cam Newton for what he is. Sending Cam Newton to New England has exposed Cam Newton as a mediocre, probably should have been out of the NFL quicker than Michael Vick, caliber quarterback.
At the same time as exposing Cam Newton, though, are we not likewise exposing Bill Belichick for taking the taking all the kudos for something that he was getting because of Tom Brady?
Well, you know,
Look, Bill, don't you wish you would have cut Jimmy Garoppolo now?
Yeah, right? Well, you know, even with Tom Brady at the helm underneath center at New England and everything, it seemed like Miami was always his Achilles heel, you know what I'm saying? Miami always seemed to get him, bite him in the ass. I mean, look what happened last year in Week 17 in New England when New England was playing for the number 2 seed in the playoffs. Could have had a bye week. What happened? Miami went up there in January, beat them, and that was with Fitzpatrick. For some reason, Miami has seemed to have their number, even with Brady. And I told a lot of people that the Dolphins, especially after that game last year, I said, watch out for the Dolphins. I didn't think they were going to be this good this year, you know, especially with Tua in there, or coming in there, or maybe becoming the starter. But I tell you now, this Miami team is a very good, up and young and coming team. Oh, and guess what? Their head coach, he just happens to be the former defensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. So thank you, Bill, for getting rid of everybody. Tampa loves the fact that Uncle Tom's down here now with you. And Cam Newton, I don't know what happened to you, bro. I mean, you know, yeah, you had that one good year at Auburn. You know, you had a couple of decent seasons, that 15-1 season in Carolina. But other than that, bro, you really ain't done nothing. And I tell you right now, the suits you wear and the hats you wear and the freaky hairdo you have, bro, get with it. What the fuck? You ain't impressing nobody. You want to impress people? You want to impress the New England fans? Win games, motherfucker. That's what impresses people. We ain't sitting there paying you to see how well you dress. You ain't no George Gimanio, whatever the fuck it's called. You're a fucking football player. You're paid to win, not to fucking look like the President of the United States or fucking Buckingham Palace.
President of the United States. I think he's looking more like a Friday night pimp.
No,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
he's like the
Snoop
Dennis
Dogg,
Rodman
bitch.
of NFL.
Yeah, what you gonna do? You gonna marry yourself, motherfucker? What? Hey, Bill.
I have to say that
Hey,
is
you know,
one.
Hey, you know, why don't you and Robert Kraft go to your little massage parlor in Jupiter, and you know maybe Robert Kraft will get you a nice massage? Because I don't know what the fuck's going on, Cam. Get your shit together.
I'm gonna take credit for this one. My husband Chad stole that one from me. I did dub Cam Newton the Dennis Rodman
did.
of the NFL.
And Josh McDaniels, come down to Tampa.
Yeah, we'll
Kick Brian Leftwich to
or
the
Bruce
side.
Arians. Bruce Arians out the door, you know. Brady and Gronkowski wouldn't mind having you.
All right, guys. Next up, we have the San Francisco 49ers at the Dallas Cowboys. Final score, 41-33 in favor of Dallas. What happened this game?
Inexperienced quarterback. Really, that's what it comes down to.
Injuries.
Injuries. I mean, a
49ers.
lot of mistakes by the quarterback, Nick, whatever his name is. You know, sorry, you're not a quarterback that's worth me remembering your name, because once Jimmy G is back healthy, and he could stay healthy,
Nick Hill?
Exactly.
No, I'm talking about Nick Hill.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Now.
You know, you're gonna be back on the sideline, hold the clipboard, because that's what you're good for. You're not good enough to sit back and win games that you should win, because this was a should-win game for you and a need-to-win game for
Yeah,
you
keep pace.
to get to try to sneak in to the playoffs. You know, not a time for you to let a trash, injury-riddled Dallas-
Missing Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
They remind you also.
the mediocre Dallas team beat you. So that's all I gotta say about that game.
I went with the Cowboys and everything like that, mainly because I'm a Dallas the series, not really much Dallas Cowboys fan. Should have been a Cowboy. I'm not really a Cowboy, but 49ers really they're depleted. Garoppolo's on the injured reserve. Their best tight end, running receivers on the reserve. Just not the same team we saw in the Super Bowl last year and everything. And it's a shame because I think San Francisco, they've got a good coach. They've got the talent. I just really think injuries have hurt them. But either way, I think the way Dallas came in playing, especially with their top quarterback out, their top running back out, I really think, really in a way San Francisco should have won this game. Even though I did pick the Cowboys, I really think this is just 1 year if you're a San Francisco 49er fan.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't help that you're also playing your home games in Arizona now because Cowboys are a bunch of pussies.
All right. Next up, we had our Seattle Seahawks at Washington football team. Final score 20-15 in favor of Seattle.
The football team won, right?
Yeah, the football team won.
The Seattle football team.
Washington, pick a name. Pick a name. I gotta say that real quick.
Yeah,
that's what's hurting you this year. You don't know who the fuck y'all are. Y'all just know where y'all play
Isn't
at.
that
They
what's
have
hurting Washington overall this year?
They
You know
have
what the
no
fuck you are,
identity.
Come on, man. Shit,
Yeah.
Washington's all fucked up.
They have no identity.
No.
Oh, shit,
But I mean,
isn't that been Washington's problem the last, 20, 30 years? I mean, I'm not talking about the team. I'm just talking about Washington in general as a fucking district. The football team don't know what they're doing. Congress don't know what they're doing. Hell, shit. Even the dead presidents don't know what they're doing.
I don't know. Seattle seems to have a little grip on things this year.
Seattle.
it all starts and ends with Russell Wilson. But the problem still with Seattle is that defense. You don't know what defense is going to come out and play. If they could play to the caliber defense that they played with in this last game, in the games that they won, they're a force to be reckoned with. But the problem is too much inconsistency. It's not the Seattle defense that we watched shut down probably one of the best, hands down offenses in the Super Bowl when they played against the Broncos and Peyton Manning.
But they are playing like the Seattle team that we saw in the Super Bowl the following year whenever they made that stupid call at the end of the
Okay,
game.
so question. If we take Russell Wilson out of the picture, do we have Seattle as good as they are right now, or as good
No.
a year as they've had without him?
No, Russell Wilson is another one of the quarterbacks that really is the team. Without Russell Wilson,
They are not 10-4 right now.
they're not. No, their offense is trash. Tyler Lockett is looking to be traded. Metcalf is looking to get traded. The whole offense, the superstars on the offense is just looking to go
Even
elsewhere.
Pete Carroll looking to be traded. I can go coach somewhere else.
yeah.
Can you trade the coach?
Playoffs.
Playoffs? We ain't going there. What the playoffs? Shit, we lucky we go to Starbucks. Playoffs? Practice?
Alright, so we just finished covering the Seahawks at Washington.
Football
Next
team game.
up, we are covering the Chicago Bears at the Minnesota Vikings. Final score 33-27 in favor of the Bears. Jay?
I really don't know what to say about this. Here it was 2 weeks ago, Minnesota. You were playing Tampa. You were tied. You were number 7 in the NFC for the final wild card spot. And Kirk Cousins, I don't know what you're doing. I don't think it's Kirk Cousins, but Minnesota just really sucks. And Chicago. I tell you right now, I think Trubisky is a good quarterback. I don't know if he's the answer in Chicago, but I think he gives you the best chance to win. I don't know why you took him out of the lineup. Maybe he was injured, whatever. Maybe, he had a stump up his ass, whatever. But, it's kind of a shame that Minnesota, here you guys were a few years ago, a game away from the Super Bowl, just like the Jaguars. And, here Kirk Cousins, what a great sign. I thought it was a great sign anyway. And, unfortunately, he hasn't produced anything in Minnesota. And, Chicago, I don't know what's going on with you. Either Trubisky's your guy, or you need to go and look in the draft this year for a quarterback. Both these teams, potential to be a lot better. I thought they were going to be a lot better at the start of the season, and it's just a shame that neither one of these teams have really played to the capability that they're capable of playing.
Matt Nagy, you're gone.
Bye.
Yep, that's a coach that's going to be gone at the end of the year. And Kirk Cousins, overrated, overpaid. You are a mediocre quarterback at best. You are one of those that will keep Minnesota relevant, but will never take Minnesota over the hump. You are not the answer. They gave you way too big of a contract. You haven't really proven yourself. You can't win a Monday night game. You've never won a Monday night game.
But look what he did at Washington with no talent. I mean, why? He actually put up good numbers in Washington, though, with no team around him. And that's with Dan Snyder as the game owner.
Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying. I mean, here in Minnesota, he's had the talent. He's had a lot better team, obviously, in Washington. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think Kirk Cousins is a total wash. I just think, they definitely overpaid him. Like I said, both these teams have just not lived up to their potential and what I thought they were going to be. They might as well be another Detroit Lions team.
My problem with Trubisky is you just don't know what you're going to get out of him week after week. He's kind of almost like Trent Dilfer in a sense.
Yeah, but I mean,
he'll have a good game, and then next week he'll have a mediocre game.
Look, they were 5-1 with him. Then they went from 5-1 to 5-7 without him. Then now they're back. He's back into the next game. Now they're back at 7-7. They're holding on to a playoff contention. Yeah, he's another Dilfer. But right now, I think Trubisky gives the Bears the best chance. But once again, I just think both teams are they just haven't lived up to their capability. And I mean, it's disappointing. Both teams, Minnesota and Chicago.
Yeah, this game wasn't even worth talking about. This was just.
I mean, it was a good game, obviously, if you're a fan of both teams. But really, I mean, shoot, if I wanted to watch anything besides, if there's anything else besides this game on, I probably would have watched the Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah.
All right, so next up we had the Philadelphia Eagles at the Arizona Cardinals. Final score 33-26 in favor of the Cardinals.
The battle of the Oklahoma quarterbacks.
/ Alabama quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts originally came from Alabama, but still, Oklahoma graduate.
Yes. I mean, both of them put on a clinic. Put on a damn good show. It came down to coaching at the end. Philadelphia's coaches called, really gave the game away. It just did some things that was just like, why? Why would you do that? You shot yourself in the foot. But then again, Philadelphia, we understand. We look at the conference that you're in this year, and you're still in contention to win your division at 4.
They could be 6-9-1 and go to the playoffs.
Yeah. So but Arizona, this is the team that one more year. They're a draft away from really being a major contender in
Tyree Taylor, man. Yeah.
in the NFC West. This could be the new Seattle Seahawks of the NFC West.
Very true. And I tell you right now, I think we saw two very good quarterbacks play on Sunday. Both these kids, I think, have great futures in the NFL. I feel bad for Jalen Hurts. Unfortunately, he's on a team right now, especially with Carson Wentz, even though Wentz hasn't put up the numbers. What do you do if you're Philadelphia here? I mean, you are committed. I mean, you might as well sit there and say, Carson Wentz, you are our bride for the next 4 years. I mean, $128 million contract. $75-80 million guaranteed. You can't just throw that money away. Otherwise, Philly, you might as well be like Rocky Balboa in Part 1, piss the title away. Arizona, I'm not taking nothing away from you. You are in a tough division. You are playing great ball. I think Tyler is the answer, 100%. I like what Arizona is doing. This was an exciting game, and I tell you right now, no matter what happens with the quarterback situation in Philly, unfortunately, you're in the NFC least. I think both of these quarterbacks have an up-and-coming future, and I'm seeing, I think, good things on the rise of both these kids.
Yeah, and I'm with you. What hurts Jalen Hurts right now is the whole Carson Wentz thing. And I mean, I don't fault Carson Wentz because, I mean, look at, you needed, Carson Wentz might be a little more caution.
Injury prone.
Because he's afraid of getting injured. I don't want to say injury prone, He's taken some big hits and gotten up this year.
But look what happened in the Super Bowl run.
The problem with him right now is he plays scared.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's
exactly.
because you're not
Yeah.
protecting him. You know who Carson Wentz is going to remind us of in years to come? Who could have been a spectacular quarterback in the NFL if you could have protected him? Chris Sims.
Chris Sims. Oh, yeah.
Chris
right on the nail,
Sims.
right on the nail. Good call, bro. Good call.
You
I
know,
like that
I'm
one.
sorry, Chris Sims. I
like
thought
that
was
one,
a
yeah.
great quarterback.
But then his spleen injury also. But
Yeah.
once again, protection.
You know, but when you're running for your life most of the time, and your top receivers can't stay healthy,
You know, like
that comes
Michael
down.
Clayton with the Bucks back in the day.
Yeah, that's a conditioning problem that goes on the coaches.
Yeah, it could-
You know, and Doug Peterson, another coach, get ready to pack your bags. You're out of Philadelphia after this year.
yeah, that Super Bowl victory can only last for so long. Ask John Gruden.
All right, so next one, in my opinion, one of the big upsets this week. New York Jets at the Los Angeles Rams. Final score of 23-20 in favor of the Jets. They finally got one, guys. What do we think?
Jets, Jets. I tell you right now, I thought at the beginning of the year, I thought the Jets were going to be like the Bills. I thought they were going to challenge for the AFC East. I thought, Sam Darnold, I thought he was going to be the quarterback and everything. And it's not been Darnold's fault. I don't know what's going on with the Jets. I don't know if it's been because of injuries. Le'Veon Bell, I don't know what happened there. He's out of New York now. I don't know if it's the coach. Geese, you need to go. You didn't do nothing in Miami. You ain't done nothing in New York. The Jets, I was really glad to finally see them win because I'm a big Jets fan. I like the Jets. Not as big a fan as obviously I am of the Rams. Rams, I don't know what the hell you were doing. Maybe you were looking towards the Seahawks this weekend. I don't know. Maybe you were sitting there smoking some of good Snoop Dogg's weed. Whatever you were doing, it did not work for you in Hollywood on Sunday. My hat's off to the Jets, and you know what?
Yeah,
Unfortunately, the NFL is not going to have a perfect team again this year.
Jets. Where the hell was this all season? This was the Jets that we were expecting to see at the beginning of the season.
I think it's been there all season long. I just think that there's just Sunday it all finally came together for them. I think. I think it just had to come together for the Jets all year long. And Sunday, it came together for them. The Rams, I think they made some big mistakes, and once again, I just don't think. I think Darnold's a good quarterback. I think the Jets were a good team.
I do too. And from what I heard from watching other networks and everything, by winning, you guys knocked yourselves out of the number one draft spot.
So there you go, Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence. Baseball.
All right, guys, moving on. Here was a close one. Our Kansas City Chiefs against the New Orleans Saints. Final score 32-29 in favor of the Chiefs.
This is where when you're playing a team like the Kansas City Chiefs, you cannot be missing your top wide receiver, and especially somebody who, when you're bringing your number one quarterback back from injury, to get him in rhythm, back into game playing mode, he didn't have his comfort outlet, which is Michael Thomas. And unfortunately, Michael Thomas is on the injured reserve list. They're hoping that he'll be back for the playoffs. But losing him with Drew Brees coming back, and Drew Brees showed a little bit of rust.
Obviously, which should be expected.
And I think that the biggest difference was he didn't have his top receiver.
I'm going to disagree with you on this one. No offense. And the only reason I'm agreeing with him on this is because, I saw what the Buccaneers at full strength did against the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs pretty much plowed all over them. I mean, they couldn't stop Tyreek Hill, even if, they had Superman on their team. Obviously, yes, I agree with what Chad said. Drew Brees, you showed a lot of rust, but even with what the Chiefs did to the Bucs, it goes to show you, even with a full, healthy squad, this team can still beat you. This team is still the best team in the NFL. They're Super Bowl champions. I tell you right now, they've hit on all cylinders and everything like that. I think the only team in probably the NFC that can probably even give them a run for their money come time to play the Super Bowl here in Tampa will probably be the Packers. Other than that, I think the Chiefs are by far the best team in the NFL because they're hitting it all in strides. New Orleans, you will be there. I think maybe it was too early to bring Breeze back. I thought Taysom Hill was doing a great job. And by the way, Jameis Winston, sayonara, you are a bust. Bust, motherfucker.
But again, the Bucks, when they played the Chiefs, first half atrocious.
But they were healthy.
They were healthy, but they did shut the Chiefs. Chiefs didn't score another point come out of halftime.
They just scored that one touchdown.
Okay, they scored one. Yeah, that's right.
But still,
They scored the one touchdown. Other than that, they completely shut them down. They were in a position to win the game at the end of the game.
So was New Orleans,
and so was New Orleans.
And that's without their top, their running receiver.
But I mean, okay. My problem with when it comes to Patrick Mahomes is I don't think Patrick Mahomes performs at this level. You keep giving him all the toys.
But at the same time, he's got the toys, and look what he did in the 2 playoff games last year. 20-point deficits, came back and won both those games against a good Tennessee team and against a good. Where the hell they played in the other goddamn game? I can't remember. But I mean, either one. He was down by double digits both times. This kid is a good quarterback, and I tell you right now, at the beginning of the season, the Chiefs weren't really clicking. They looked like they had some weaknesses here and there, but here in the last month and a half, they have picked it up. And Breeze was without his star receiver. Breeze himself was rested. Really, what was the Bucs' excuse? Brady wasn't rested. Oh, what, you're gonna say Godwin? Oh, so he had a couple of nails. Godwin is not Tampa's top 5 receiver.
No.
So it looks. I mean, you guys seem to be straddling two different sides of the fence here. One side we have Patrick Mahomes being just an all-around good quarterback, and then on the other side, Patrick Mahomes being a product of good receivers.
Yeah, well, like I said, Patrick Mahomes was given a team that was already built. The only thing that was missing for them, and Alex Smith was giving it to him.
Technically, before he got traded.
But you gave them a younger, more mobile quarterback because Mahomes can move, and he can move better than Alex Smith.
Yep, that's true. I agree with that.
And that was what the key. But I think if you were to take Mahomes and put him on the Jets,
oh come on, all right.
Or you put.
What about Mahomes on New England right now?
Mahomes on New England?
Would New England be a playoff contender right now if Mahomes is on the team? Yes or no? Compared to
a wild card contender. I don't think they would be. Okay. I don't think they would be
compared to what they are right now. Going to be sitting at home.
But as
Jets are obviously sitting at home.
And I think he could possibly put the Jets up there, but the thing is that he's got so many weapons that he was given in his first year that he understands how to use them. And and it's not an excuse like Tom. I'm not trying to create an excuse for Tom Brady, but Tom Brady is like a little kid being released in a candy shop, being told the whole thing's yours, and he can't figure out what he wants. Does he want a Snickers? Does he want a Butterfingers? Does he want the? And
I go for the Kit Kat because break off.
That's the problem that he's having right now. But when you're given a team and you've been given a chance to sit back and play with a team with all this talent, it's going to bring out the talent of the quarterback. But my question is Mahomes, can you do like Aaron Rodgers? Can you do like Brady has done throughout the years, where if your top receivers go down, if you're down to your third string being your number one string and people coming off the practice squad, can you still put up the numbers? Are you still that dangerous? Are you truly elite? Or are these receivers making you elite?
But look at the coach he also has too. Andy Reid is a good coach, and Andy Reid has been proven a winner. I mean, Philadelphia, Kansas City, with Donovan McNabb, Alex Smith, and Patrick Mahomes.
I was very happy for Andy Reid to finally get his Super Bowl ring.
Yes, so was I. I think Mahomes is the real deal. I mean, he's only in his third season. I mean, we really can't compare him to Brady and Rodgers just yet.
But they try to. Everybody tries to.
Yes, they try to. They.
They already do. Because he's in the league right now with Brady
and look what he did last year.
And Rodgers.
And obviously look what he did last year.
But my whole thing is like Tom Brady has brought a team with mediocre receivers.
Obviously.
into the
and
Super
we've seen
Bowl.
the same thing with Green Bay with whenever their receivers go down to the
Yeah.
season. We've seen what Rodgers has done. I'm not taking nothing away from
And,
that.
I'm just not ready
The
to
thing
do
with
like
this-
everybody else is right now with Mahomes. Not
He
saying that
hasn't
he's a,
faced the adversity of losing a star receiver
Yeah.
like a Tyree Hill or a Odell Beckham. you
yeah.
know?
That's my whole thing.
Yeah, I guess.
And until I see that and see him overcome, then I might be more on the Mahomes. wagon.
See, that's the thing.
But
I've seen Drew Brees without top receivers still beat teams like this.
Exactly.
So I don't want to sit there and also hear though, because New Orleans was 100% healthy. But then again, also, I don't know. This was a game that it was a good game.
I expected Saints to lose.
I expected the Saints to lose too. I ain't taking nothing away from either team. This could definitely be a Super Bowl matchup preview of the Super Bowl. This was a top showdown between one AFC team and one NFC team. All in all, a great game. I think right now, though, I really do think right now the Chiefs are clicking on a lot of cylinders. I definitely think they're the team to beat in the AFC. And not taking nothing away from Buffalo or Pittsburgh. Definitely not taking nothing away from the Packers in the NFC or the Saints for that matter. But right now, I think the Chiefs are playing probably the best football in football right now, and that's my statement.
All right, so last of our Sunday games that we have to cover is the Cleveland Browns against the New York Giants. Final score 20-6 in favor of Cleveland.
Cleveland rocks.
Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks.
Look, when I watched Baker Mayfield at Oklahoma, I was telling people, watch out for this kid when he comes out in the draft. He is going to be a superstar quarterback. He is a gunslinger. He reminds me of a younger Brett Favre.
Yep.
He has fun playing the game. He has confidence. And when he knows he's doing good and his confidence is up there, look at how much fun he's having playing the game.
And without Odell Beckham.
And his passer rate, his quarterback rating is better without Odell Beckham because he's trying too hard to get Odell Beckham the ball when Odell Beckham is in. He's got like 124 point something.
Oh yeah, because
quarterback rating without.
Landry's not going to be a ball hogger. I mean,
No.
I'm not taking nothing away from Odell. Odell, I've seen you make some spectacular catches, dude. But you are a locker room cancer. You're not the whole team, bro. You got other teammates. Spread the ball around.
And just Cleveland. This is how This is how I expected Cleveland to perform last year.
I think the expectation, last year, I'm going to go back to the 1998 Bucks. Right, the Bucks, 97, they made the playoffs for the first time in 18 years. 2 years ago, Cleveland, 7-9. Last year, everybody was getting ready to write the Cleveland Browns in the Super Bowl. Just like in 1998, everybody was getting ready to write the Bucks in the Super Bowl. What happened? The Bucks finished 8-8 that year, didn't make the playoffs. Browns last year, 6-10, didn't make the playoffs. I think there was a lot of hoopla and all that stuff, and I didn't think they weren't mature enough to handle all the media hype that was around them. Same thing with the Bucks back in '98. They were a young team, but now you see, because look what happened in '99 with the Bucks. They went to the NFC Championship game. Now look, all right, last year, Cleveland had that hype. Now this year, they're back in the
Look at
race.
it. New coach, better results. Freddie Kitchen, trash coach.
Hold on. All right, guys. So now we are on to Monday night. Pittsburgh Steelers against the Cincinnati Bengals. 27-17 Cincinnati. What happened?
Sorry, Big Ben. You lost to a backup quarterback to Cincinnati. Even Joe Burrows wasn't playing. Even if Joe Burrows was playing, you should have still walked away with this game or anything.
You lost to the backup.
You lost to a backup of a backup. Quarterback, a team that is really nowhere right now, maybe another year or two away. I don't know what's going on with you in Pittsburgh right now, but this is a team that started off 10-0, loses the 3 out of the last 4. I don't know, man.
They're missing their running back.
They're
missing their running back. James
Problems.
Conner is definitely the it factor for Pittsburgh, and without him, put the game on Big Ben's shoulders, and he's always showed he's going to crumble.
He doesn't always show he's going to crumble. It's just that he's getting older, and it also. But
The man,
he's old. He's banged up. I mean, look, he had a serious motorcycle accident a few years back. You can't just rely on Big Ben to sit there. He's 37 years old. He's not. You can't just put it all on his shoulders. And Tomlin, great coach, definitely need a running back, and you need to find a running game before the playoffs start. Unless
quick.
Space can come back.
Quick.
All right, guys. So what are we taking away from Week 15?
All right. Well, I'm going to take away a couple of things real quick. One, congratulations to the Buffalo Bills, first AFC East title since 1995. Thank God the Patriots and Dolphins ain't doing it no more. Only team since the Patriots and Dolphins to win the AFC East since 1995.
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry still on pace for 2,000 yards. He's got to go over 150 the next 2 games, and he gets it. Only maybe become the 3rd, 4th running back in NFL history to do that.
Just don't do it against my Packers this weekend.
Well, either way, Derrick Henry, good luck to you there. Patriots, you sorry suckers. Bill Belichick, you better start calling Tom Brady and saying, "We miss you, Tommy, and so do I, and so does Mr. Robert Kraft." First time since 2008, missing the playoffs. Patriots, your dynasty's over. So long, suckers. JETS, congratulations, your first win of the season. There will be no perfect team in the NFL this year. So, Dolphins, Bucks, pop the champagne, baby. Mahomes outduels Breeze in an AFC versus NFC East or NFC contest. Hey, you know what? Both great quarterbacks. One's a future Hall of Famer for sure. The next one is an up-and-coming Hall of Famer. Yeah, you know, like my brother said, you know, Mahomes hasn't had to deal with the injuries to the wide receivers and players like that. But I still think he's a good quarterback, and he's going to do something. Next one, Browns. First time you've won 10 games since 2007. Hey, everybody likes a good brownie every now and then, you know what I'm saying? And you know what kind of brownies I'm talking about if you're in Let's Get Stoned land. So, there we go. Hats off to the Browns. Congratulations. And Steel Curtain, what the hell has happened to you? 3 out of the last 4 games you've played in. Losses. You lost to a freaking Bengals team who only won 2 games and tied a game. What the fuck? Come on. You're called the Steel Curtain for a reason. Well, you know what? Let's hope the curtain isn't coming down on you just yet.
Because the Browns are nipping at your heels.
Yeah, right?
And I'm rooting for the Browns.
And you guys got to play the Browns in Week 17. That's now for the AFC North title. Who would have thought at the beginning of the season the Browns might actually host a playoff game?
But no, I'm pretty much the same takeaways that my brother had. I mean, the battle of Mahomes and Breeze. I mean, unfortunately, the talent of the Chiefs overcame the lack of talent missing in New Orleans. So I mean, and it's a defense of New Orleans that needs to get their act together, or they're going to be in trouble come the playoffs.
So you know what? It's going to be hard to beat the Bucks 3 times in a row. You will have to play the Bucks one more time, Breeze. Just remember that Brady will be waiting for you.
And Pats better be looking towards the future. Time to look for a quarterback. Time to find you somebody who's going to become your quarterback, and probably say goodbye to Josh McDaniels this year.
Come on down to Tampa, Josh. It's nice and warm down here.
If he doesn't take a head coach job somewhere.
Come on down to Tampa, Josh. We can get rid of Bruce. We like Josh.
All right, guys. It looks like it's that time.
The football picks.
We're going to move forward to our Week 16 NFL predictions and lay it out for everybody. Friday night, first game of Week 16, we have the Minnesota Vikings, who are 6-8, against the New Orleans Saints, who are 10-4. I'm gonna go with the Saints on this one. Jay, lead us off with your pick.
You know what? I tell you right now, I'm just gonna go with the Saints because you know what? The Vikings are one of those teams, like I said, they just are underperforming this year. It's a shame what's going on. I really think Kirk Cousins is a lot better than what he's proven, but Saints are definitely going to lock up the NFC South this weekend. I'm just going to go with the Saints. They're just a better team.
I'm also taking the Saints. Sorry, Vikings, no Stephon Diggs for a miracle last-second touchdown.
Yeah, right?
You know,
not this year.
Not this year. I say Saints all the way against the Vikings.
All right, then we have Saturday's games starting at 1 o'clock with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 9-5, against Detroit Lions, who are 5-9. Nothing more to be said from me except Tampa Bay. Let's go, baby.
And I'm going Tampa Bay all the way. Lions, you guys can't beat yourselves out of a wet paper bag. Sorry, you guys are just... got talent but don't know how to use it. Stafford, your show's over. The curtain's called. Time to find a new quarterback to come in there and just revamp. Just a whole overhaul in Detroit is needed, pretty much from the coaching staff on.
I would sit there and say right now this would be a game. If it was the old Bucks, it would scare me and everything like that. It still kind of does, even with Brady as our quarterback. We don't need to get off to a slow start. We don't need to give the Detroit Lions any type of momentum or anything like that. We need to put a dead dog down when you got the time to put them down. I will be going with the Bucks, but I'm just gonna say with this right now, we can't afford to get off to a slow start. Not this week against Detroit, but I will be going with the Bucks. Sorry.
All right, at 4:30 on Saturday, we have a 5-9 San Francisco 49ers against an 8-6 Arizona Cardinals. I'm going with the Cardinals this week. Jay, what about you?
I'm going to just say right now, I already said Tyler Murray, quarterback for the Cardinals. He's an up-and-coming future for the team. I think the Cardinals are all on the up-and-coming. I think the 49ers are just too injury-prone. I'm going with the Cardinals.
I'm also going with the Cards here. Healthy 49ers, I'd probably go with the 49ers, but Cardinals, you got this game.
All right, next up, Saturday night, 8:15, we have a 9-5 Miami Dolphins going up against a 7-7 Vegas Raiders. I'm going to have to go with Vegas. I think the Raiders are going to take it this week. Chad?
I'm also going to go with the Raiders on this one. I think last week put a bad taste in their mouth. They're fighting. I mean, not saying that Miami's not fighting for a playoff spot, but Miami, I think, pretty much has a playoff spot, and Vegas is trying to get their way in, and they know they have to get over Miami. This is a game right here where I just think really the mature quarterback is going to be the one to take this one.
Not so fast, my friend. Do a Lee Corso there from Game Day. I tell you right now, Miami has not officially clinched a playoff spot yet, folks. Miami's still fighting also. Raiders, once again, you started off great, and you notice I didn't say Oakland this time. But I tell you right now, this is going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a close game, but I'm going to ride with the mammal from Miami. I'm going to go take the Dolphins in this one. It's going to be a close game. I like this kid Tua. I think he's doing good, but can't count out the Raiders. But I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to ride with the Mammals this Sunday or Saturday.
All right, moving on to our 1 o'clock games on Sunday. First, we have a 10-4 Indianapolis Colts against 11-3 Pittsburgh Steelers. I think I'm gonna surprise everyone this week, and I'm gonna go with the Colts.
Oh, Steelers. This is where you lose the number 2 spot. I'm going with the Colts. I like Phillip Rivers and the Colts. I think they're hitting on cylinders right now at the right time. And unfortunately, Pittsburgh, you're declining at the wrong time. This would be the week for Pittsburgh if you win, just to kind of show that you're correcting the ship. But I don't think it happens against a good team like the Colts. You should have done it last week against the Bengals.
I went to Indianapolis over Halloween and everything like that, and I don't know what's going to happen in the near future, folks. No offense or anything. I mean, I tell you right now, I think the Colts are playing real good. I think the Steelers are on a little bit of a decline. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ride with the Horsies this week. I think the Colts get it done in the Steel City. Sorry, Steelers. You guys just haven't impressed me the last 3 or 4 weeks. I'm riding with the Colts.
All right, next up, we have a 4-10 Atlanta Falcons taking on a 13-1 Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to go with the safe bet this week, and I'm taking the Chiefs. Jay?
I'm following in your footsteps, sweetie, like follow the yellow brick road on the Wizard of Oz. We are going to Oz. I'm taking the Chiefs also.
Yeah, I'm riding with the Chiefs also. This is kind of a no-brainer. But then again, this could be one of them stupid games.
Yeah, what I'm saying, where all of a sudden Atlanta holds the lead.
All right, so we pretty much all agree Falcons can't hold a lead, and they're not going to take this one.
I think they hold a cup of water.
Next up, we have a 5-9 New York Giants against a 9-5 Baltimore Ravens. I'm going with Baltimore on this one.
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
I think that's pretty much unanimous and enough said. After that, we have a 10-4 Cleveland Browns up against a 1-13 New York Jets. Cleveland for me.
Cleveland rocks, baby. I love my Brownies.
Let's go Baker Mayfield and the Browns. I've got the Browns.
All right. Then we have a 7-7 Chicago Bears up against a 1-13 Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going with Chicago.
I'm taking the Bears on this one. The Bears.
Told you at the end of September I wouldn't be betting on the Jags. I'm still not betting on the Jags. The Bears.
I don't think that needs any explanation. Then, our last of our 1 o'clock games on Sunday, we have a 3-10-1 Cincinnati Bengals up against a 4-10 Houston Texans. And I'm going with the Bengals.
Ooh, she's going with the team that upset Pittsburgh.
I'm going with the Texans on this one.
I'm gonna go, and I mean, great win on Monday night for the Bengals and everything, big upset, but I still think without Joe Burrows, you're kind of lost. I'm gonna have to go and ride with the Texans on this one.
All right. Our 4 o'clock games, we have a... Okay, next up, we have the 5-9 Denver Broncos against the 5-9 LA Chargers. I'm gonna go with the Chargers in this game. What about you, Chad?
I am also going to go with the Chargers in this game.
You know,
I don't know what the fuck is going on in Denver.
You know what? I tell you right now, there's nothing like skiing in Denver and everything, Colorado this time of year. Beautiful weather and everything, but I love LA. Gonna go with the Chargers.
All right. Our other 4 o'clock game, we have the Carolina Panthers taking on at 4-10, taking on a 6-8 Washington football team. I'm going with the Panthers.
All right, good pick. I'm gonna tell you right now, I really thought Teddy Bridgewater was gonna be probably a good step for Carolina. I don't think really, Newton was the whole problem last year in Carolina. I think there's more problems in Carolina than meets the answer because Bridgewater is a good quarterback. But I'm gonna go with the Washington football team on this one right here. I think they played some good ball here. I think the only problem with Washington right now, pick a freaking name and get rid of Biden in office and everything. But I'm going with the Washington football team on this one. I think they go 7-8. Panthers are just they're not doing it this year.
I'm also going to go with the no-name football team from
They could
Washington.
be called the Washington Bidens.
Oh, Lord.
Oh God.
I'll never... They'd be,
Yeah, right.
they'd be
They
right
do
up there
that
with the Cowboys
Yeah.
with me.
Yeah. Oh well, they shit.
But no, I think Washington is just a slightly better of these
I agree
two
with
bad
you.
teams.
Well, they're not. I think really Washington started off the season bad. They have played good football here lately. Carolina has really fallen off the map.
Alex Smith is the difference.
Big difference. Big difference. Just like in Pretty Woman. Huge mistake. Big. Huge. I'm going to do my shopping now.
All right, at 4:25,
420.
we have a 9-5 LA Rams taking on a 10-4 Seattle Seahawks, and I'm rolling with the Seahawks.
Heather likes some sleepless in Seattle.
I'm also going with Russell Wilson on this one. I got to come playoff time. He's a good good quarterback to have.
Not playoff time, no, yet.
Yeah, but you're going into it and you're fighting.
And you are playing for the first place right now in the
Yeah.
NFC South or
So
West.
this is kind of a playoff game since for
Technically,
Seattle and LA. Because did the Rams already beat it?
I don't know if they beat them or I don't know. I think
they did.
lost. I think that I don't know. We'll have to look that one up. But once again, I don't know. Once again, the Rams they lose to the Dolphins, they lose to the Jets at home in Los Angeles. Yet they go on the road and they beat teams like the Bucks and the Saints. I don't get it. I'm not understanding it. I'm going to go with the Seahawks, not so much because of the home field, because obviously home crowd is not a factor. I'm going with Seattle basically because of the way the weather is going to be this weekend. That's the main reason I'm going with Seattle on this one. I think Seattle wins this just because of the weather. I'm taking Seattle.
All right. Our other game at 4:25, we have a 4-9-1 Philadelphia Eagles taking on a 5-9 Dallas Cowboys, and I'm gonna go with Philadelphia.
Heather wants her Philly cheesesteak.
And I too am going with the Eagles on this one.
I love the Rocky movies. I like Should Have Been a Cowboy. I like the show Dallas. But you know what? I tell you right now, at the end of the day, I think Jalen Hurts has got something to prove right now. Wentz and the Eagles got a quarterback controversy, but I think it's going to be just enough to get them over the hump. It's kind of funny, isn't it? First time I've ever sit there and picked a team that's got a quarterback controversy that's going up against the Dallas Cowboys. But Cowboys are just totally depleted. I think the Eagles got a better team all around. I'm going with the Eagles.
All right. Sunday night's game, we have a 10-4 Tennessee Titans going up against 11-3 Green Bay Packers. Sorry, honey, but I'm taking Tennessee on this one.
Oh, well, you know what? You guys already sleep on the couch together, so I guess it's not going to really matter where you guys sleep at this point in time.
I am going with my Packers because of the simple fact that they are going to keep a stronghold on the first place in the NFC East.
I'm going to go with the chat on this one, too. I'm going to go with the Packers and everything like that. I think the Titans do keep it close. I think they are a very good team. I think they can definitely go up there and give Green Bay a run for their money. I think the problem with the Titans, unlike the Packers, is the Titans are going to be very concerned about what's going to go on in Pittsburgh earlier that day with the Colts, and they're not going to be concentrating so much on the Packers. I'm going to go, and I'm going to ride with the Packers on this one also. I'm going packing.
And Monday Night Football, we have 11-3 Buffalo Bills going up against a 6-8 New England Patriots. I'm going to take Buffalo, and I think the final score total between both teams for this game is going to be 37. Jay?
Right now, Buffalo, you really don't have nothing to play for. You've locked up at least a home playoff game. But I still think with Chad, you don't rest your players. Having a bye week, obviously that hurt Notre Dame, and what we were talking about earlier in the college football program. I don't like the fact that you rest players. I'm going to go ahead and I think the Bills, you just need to stick with it, keep the train rolling. I'm going to go and I'm going to ride with the Bills on this one here just because they need to keep the momentum going, especially heading into playoffs if you're going to play teams like Kansas City and Pittsburgh. I'm going to go and I'm going to say, I'm going to go 40 points.
40 points. All right. This is just to rub it in the Bill Belichick's nose. I like the Bills in this one. They are fighting for the number 2 seed right now with Pittsburgh
In Cleveland.
And I'm going with a total of 38 points in this one.
All right, guys. You've heard our recap of Week 15. You've heard their predictions for Week 16 and mine. I'm going to say thank you for joining Two Brothers Talk Sports for the evening. And, guys, anything left to say before we say goodnight to our viewers?
No, just wanted to say thank you for tuning in. I know this was kind of a long one for you guys, but when we're talking sports, it can't be long enough sometimes. So, thanks once again. Remember, hit that like button, share with your friends, subscribe to this channel, and also please go and check out my other channel on YouTube, CHP Paranormal Investigations. Subscribe to that one. Hit the like buttons on those videos, and share with your friends with that. With that being said,
Once again, you know what I'm saying, you can never talk enough sports and everything. I mean, you know, if there's 24 hours in a day, there should be 25 hours in a day for sports talk. Once again, just go to my brother's Paranormal Investigation Activity channel also and everything. Good sites, good things to see on that also. I wanted to sit there and say to the viewers, please subscribe, and also to say to the viewers and everything, I hope you all have a safe and happy holiday. Merry Christmas to everybody. Be safe. Enjoy time with your family, and you know, let's just enjoy sports. Let's, you know, 2020 has been a crazy year, but let's bring in the 2021 with hopefully a bang. Peace out. Love y'all.
All right, guys. The brothers will see you next week.